Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? So what I have in for repair today is an iPad. This is an um, iPad Pro 12.9. This is the first gen. The charging port is loose, so it has an issue where it's like the customer has to set it in the right position in order for it to work properly. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna replace this charging port with a different one, and that should solve the problem with this. Um, if I replace the charging port and he's still having issues with how loose the port is, there's nothing I can do but change the frame. Um, but I don't think that's the issue. I just think the port, from maybe the way that they charge it or something like that, is causing it to have problems. So I'm going to go ahead and battery feels kind of, shouldn't be. Guess we just replace this battery. So we got it over here on the warmer, the a heating plate. So we're just gonna get it warm to the touch. Once we get it that way, then we'll just use one of these pry tools, which is the metal pry tools, and we'll also use one of these playing cards, these plastic playing cards, to kind of slide along, to help us get the screen out safely before we do the repair. So there we go. And I did take this apart already because I had to replace the battery for the customer. But when I take these apart, the adhesive that I use is pretty good. So you're seeing it at work right now. It's not super glue or anything crazy like that, but it's still pretty good. And I like using it for this reason. You know, you still can tell that the device is pretty sealed, or sealed pretty well, straight down the middle. At least this generation, if I'm remembering correctly. So I don't think I have any cables to worry about. Now the newer generations, yeah, they have sensors at the top and all that stuff, but I don't think this one does. But I'm still taking my time. Put a little bit of alcohol on the card. I feel better using the plastic on here because I got the screen almost all the way lifted, right? And that plastic will bend on any of these plastic before it damages like the LCD or anything like that. Whereas in the metal pry tool that I have might like cut into the polarizer or something like that. I don't want to cut into the polarizer. So instead of that, I just so we still got screen. So yet again, I'm just gonna put some alcohol right here, and I'm gonna start from where I have it already lifted. I'm gonna kind of use that to brace it. And down here, it's kind of stuck. Oh. Okay, so it needs charging. Okay, but for now we're going to ignore that. We're going to move right into taking these connections, taking out these screws first. Okay, let's find somewhere to put this real quick. I'm just gonna lay it on top of the new computer. Best place, right? Okay, let's find our holder, screw holder. See this enough that you should know what it is. Okay, and let's continue till we get to the board, and then we'll just take the board out and we'll bring it over to our repair bench, our soldering bench I should say, because this whole thing is our repair bench. You know what? Just in case we have to lift it out, might as well go ahead with that. That way I don't damage anything if I have to. Okay. Good there. Okay, so let's now remove the charging port itself. Alright, so there's 4 screws, I guess. I mean, I think I did this one. I actually changed the battery. Feels familiar. Okay, so if I did, surely messed up on this screw, but it does not affect the wobbly of the port itself. Okay. Okay, so we've gotten that taken off, and I see the port back here, so I'm just going to put some alcohol on it real quick. And peel that tape off. And let's try this port again. See how it moves? That's the port that's wiggling. And if we get a new one, okay, iPad, okay, here we go. So let's see how the cable fits in a regular one. So see the wiggle test? The cable is moving, but not the port itself, see? The cable moves, but not the port. On this one, you can see See that? Whole thing moves. So let's replace it. There we go. Microscope. So you guys can see everything happening. All right, so we got to take this off. The camera, because what I want to do is I want to first test this, right, and see if it's working first, because if not, then it's not worth it for me to just remove that connector and place on this board, because if this thing is not even soldered in right, then we want to stop right there and go back and do this properly. Alright, I just want to see if it's charging or what's going on with it. But I'm getting nothing from it right now. And I have the screen connected up. I have the charging port connected up. Okay, there we go. Oh, you guys can't see that. So we have the charging logo. Or the Apple logo, sorry. We have the Apple logo. I'm just going to hold it down for a few more seconds. So it says 1%, but it doesn't show that it's charging. Okay, so maybe we're not getting any charge. We have another charger here. Hold on. I just unplugged it from the computer, so let me see if I can find it, because if I can find that one will go right into this meter. Okay. Alright, so we have to find a regular Apple charging cable in order to do this test, and I almost threw this thing to the ground and go. Okay, so I think this is it, maybe. Yep. Okay, so the meter is reading 00000, okay, which means that we're not getting anything to this charging port. So this thing is not correct. Okay, so if it's not correct, we're just going to take it off and replace it. That's our best bet, because this is not a cellular charging port for the iPad first gen 12.9. So we'll just go ahead and replace this one.